today I am doing an in-depth brow tutorial because I've had a few requests on my TikTok to show how I do my brows. So I thought, let me do a whole YouTube video on it. Yesterday I was just cleaning them up, doing my thing, and I shaved off this one. Can you see? Yeah, I've really pointed that out, haven't I? So that's gonna make my brow application process a lot more difficult. Last time it was this one, now it's this one. It's always something, isn't there? It's okay because I got this. Literally just gonna need a brow gel and a brow spoolie, and also if you've got a brow pen, great. If you haven't, it's not necessary, but I will be using it because I think I'm gonna have a bit more to fill in today. Let's just begin with it and let me show you how I do it. So first of all, I brush all my brow hairs down and I start looking like this. I'm using the Benefit Precise My Brow in shade 5. I like shade 5 and 6, switch up sometimes. Doesn't really bother me which one I'm using as long as it's fairly dark. Once I've brushed all my brow hairs down, I just start filling in the top part of it to get the shape I want, and I like a bit more of a curved brow, and I also don't like my brows like overly neat, if that makes sense. I like them to just look a bit like oh my lord, like they're naturally like that, do you know what I mean? And then once you've got that, I just like fill in the front parts to make it a similar shade to the ends, and then I go through and just select the certain bald spots that I want to fill in. Once I've done that, I just maybe brush some down. I kind of keep going as and when I want. I'm gonna bring this part here, like so. Just down like that, just to make it a bit thicker and a bit less abrupt. And then I just keep spoolieing and blending as and how I want it to make it look like that. Because I know this one has way more arch in it than this one does, I'm gonna bring it down to earth a bit so it's a bit more straight out, the same way as this one I know is gonna look when it's filled in. That is all I do in terms of filling the brow filling in the brow for now. And then once I've done this one, I come back and start tweaking. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this brow just by filling in the top and creating the shape that I want. Like that. Brush it up. As you can see, they're looking very different. So this is where you can wipe off and things. I'm gonna fill in the front of this brow because it's always really sparse and I'm not sure why. Just a little bit to make it look like I haven't filled it in. Obviously I have. This one actually did have some arch. I shaved that bit off as well the other week. So I'm just gonna fill that in. I kind of do my brows just by touching them and playing with them until I'm happy. Looking at these now, I notice this tail is way longer, so I need to decide if I want to bring this one down and out like the other one. I like the shape of this brow more. This one's my easier brow to do. I'm actually gonna make this brow look like this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just brush the brow hairs down on that side, fill in kind of around here, because I feel like this one, like the length of the hairs here are way different. Can you see? That's just naturally how they grow. Kind of irritating. It just means that the front of this brow is always a lot bigger, but we can fix that. I can fix that. Keep touching it. Looking again. This one definitely needs to be out more and straight more, and then I messed up, so I'm just gonna use my finger to do that. And then I'm also gonna bring it a little bit further down like that. Now they're somewhat coming together, looking a little more similar. I like to bring them in a little bit by drawing like hair-like strokes like that, which helps them look more like they're meant to be on my face. Once they're in like somewhat of a state where they're looking like sisters and not cousins anymore, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not gonna look the same, but that's okay because it kind of looks weird if they're exactly the same. Like, if you can do that, props to you. I can't, and if I try, it just looks worse. I'm gonna leave these like this now. I'm just gonna analyze. I'm gonna bring this one down a bit. Give the tail a bit more length. Maybe bring it out because the other one is more pointed out. Yeah. It's literally just about trialing each brow. Like, I don't have like a set routine. I just do what works for me on the day. Like, obviously I had a little bit of a different brow to work with this morning. Now I've done that, I'm gonna take the pen just to darken them a bit because my hair is sleeked and back. It makes my hair look really dark. My brows are light, then it looks a bit, they don't look as harsh on my face, but I like them to look like a feature on my face. Then I'm taking the Refy pomade and just brushing them through like that, and I'm gonna make sure that these brows at the front are fully stood up so that when I put these ones up they look the same thickness, like that. I know my brows are not looking perfect, but that is where, let me get it, foundation comes in. Sometimes I'll conceal with concealer, but a lot of the time I like to just conceal with foundation because it's not as full coverage as concealer, so it doesn't look as harsh when it's underneath your brow. It kind of blends more into your foundation than just sticking out completely against, making your brows look more natural when they're on your face. Just trying to find a brush. With a brush, I'm just going to use like a little brush like this. I honestly, once again, don't care what I conceal with in terms of brushes. Either I just do what I can find. Pump a little bit of foundation on there. Very hygienic. Only conceal the bottom parts unless the makeup look I'm doing is going to require me to fill in the upper part as well. Just do a smallest amount. It helps me see where I want to fill in again. Like, I think I'm gonna have to fill in that gap right there, which I didn't see before I concealed them, but that's what it's for. A little bit on. That was not a little bit on my light. And blend it. I don't like to go real close either. I like to go obviously close so they look cleaned up, but it doesn't have to be neat, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I just blend it with my finger because once again I'm obviously not too bothered about it looking perfect. Thinking I'm definitely gonna have to fill in this gap over here. Go back in and fill it in a bit. See, once they're concealed, you can kind of see the finished product a lot easier, so you can just judge how you want them to be. I'm kind of feeling a bit spicy today. Grab a little brush and an eyeshadow. This is literally just one I picked up. Turn your head and look for the really prominent gaps in the brows so that from whatever angle you're looking at, there's not really gaps. Can you see just the difference between that one and this one? Like, this one looks patchy and this one doesn't. But obviously, if you're going for a natural makeup look, which I'm actually starting to think I'm not probably going to do today, which is why I'm doing this step. This is like an extra step you don't need to do. Just might I add. Like, this is a very, do it if you want, like the brows, you know? Oh. I'm going to do the same on this one. Oh my god, that was a lot. I did not mean to do that part. I'm gonna grab me spoolie and just blend that out a bit, because no. And I'm actually gonna grab my brush just to clean up. Can you see where I messed up a bit there? Just to clean that up a bit. Why is my brow hair stuck up there then? I'm gonna have to stop in a sec because it's gonna be one of those ones where you try and make them look perfect and they're just not gonna be. And it's gonna look worse. Other than that, I just move my face a lot so no one can see. Yeah, that's kind of just how I do my brows. I know that was kind of quick, kind of simple, but it's because I don't really have like a precise brow routine. I just do what works on the day and what brows I'm heading for, because some days I go for really small, thin, sleek looking brows, and then some days I just go for bushy fox brows. Some days I go for these, which are just like an in-between, I would say. They just look done, if that makes sense, which is the one I go for most because it's very versatile. That is my brow routine. I hope that was somewhat useful. I'm gonna go do my makeup now. I know the people who've watched my TikToks have requested the fox eye, like glittery, not glittery, but like I did shimmer and black eyeliner instead of brown, and it was just slightly different to the one I just did, but it's very similar, so I think I need to wait out a bit once this is uploaded, and then I'll do maybe a different look. If I like, I'm gonna just experiment today, I think, with a different look to see what I want to do. But yeah, that was it. These are the brows up close. As you can see, they do not look particularly neat, particularly messy. They're just in between. And some people, this is not going to be your sort of brow, but I know some people who are not ready to have like full on brows, but they don't want to go out without no brows on. So these are like the perfect little brows in between, you know? So yeah, that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh my god, don't wibble.
I'm sat with Izzy while she edits this. What did she just say? Correct answer. Gets a prize.
And I will catch you guys in my next video, which is going to be a makeup tutorial. So I don't know what look it's going to be yet, but it's going to be one. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Deuces!